Barack Obama's ongoing efforts there to distance himself from these comments made by the Reverend Jeremiah Wright. And, you know, for his part, the Reverend is calling the controversy surrounding his fiery sermons, his rhetoric, an attack not against him, but against black churches in America. Joe Johns gives us some insight now into black churches. He looks at their traditions, their message, and how they came to be that way.
At the heart of the controversy over Jeremiah Wright is a doctrine of faith. It's called Black Liberation Theology.
Barack knows what it means to be a black man living in a country.
Black preachers we spoke to see an attack on Wright as an attack on their freedom to preach.
He is not preaching hate theology. And that should be a clear statement. It's not hate theology. It is a liberation theology. When Jesus was around, they didn't respect Jesus. They were angry with him when he spoke the Beatitudes on the mountain. They were angry with Martin Luther King when he was around, and they didn't respect him, and now he's a great hero.
What a lot of black parishioners hear on Sunday mornings was formulated as a response to the Black Power movement in the 1960s.
Christianity had to take up the flag of liberation, and that you could be black and Christian, because the Black Power movement was saying that Christianity was white, European. We can be Christians. We can follow Christ because Christ is a liberator. He was and is a liberator.
The Reverend Ronald Braxton is pastor at Metropolitan African Methodist Episcopal Church in Washington, D.C., where President Bill Clinton and his wife Hillary Clinton attended prayer services the morning of his inaugurations.
This congregation's been here about 170 years. The building's been here about 120. I've attended services at Metropolitan since the mid-1980s. The sermons sometimes touch on social issues, but like most churches, it's generally about faith.
The AME Church ascribes to a black liberation theology, and it can lead to some passionate sermons. But hate?
Yes and no. Yes, it's hate. It is hate of a system, of a society, of a politics that will not treat all persons equal, that will spend billions of dollars to fight a war, but will not spend half of that amount of money to make sure that children have health care. When you see day to day, when people come into your office or come to your church looking for a loaf of bread, mothers come in, can you do anything for me, Reverend? I need some help. They come to your Bible studies, they come to your prayer services at night, and they stand at your door when you get there. It is hate for that kind of a system. Because you know within your heart that this country, the richest country in the world, can provide for her people, but she will not.
Metropolitan AME Church is right down the street from the White House and around the corner. The pastor here is highly politically aware and careful with his words.
But he concedes in the pulpit preaching he can get so emotional, so passionate, that even he might get carried away like the controversial Jeremiah Wright. While all black churches are different and most sermons are different, the debate over Jeremiah Wright may go on. But what many black churches share is a core belief that the preachers are there to stand up for social justice, even if that sometimes comes across as angry words. Joe Johns, CNN, Washington.